summer, but I have the summer song for you. Thanks to TikTok, of course, because everything that you find nowadays that's great, you find on TikTok. And don't forget, we have a Smut Tale, too, that we're going to get to. But first things first, since, we're coming towards the end of summer, I got to play that song for you before we get into Nora's Smut Tale. She says that she has a really good Smut Tale for us this week.
Oh,
it's really intense. So we have a lot to get to here on this episode of The Luke Kelly Show. Thanks for hitting play wherever the hell you listen to this thing at. I'm very, very thankful that you listen to the podcast. If you don't listen to the podcast, you wouldn't even know about it anyway. So I don't even know why I'm saying that, but whatever. So the song that has been taking over TikTok recently is because of this little kid and his love for corn. I don't love corn that much, but I like it. I mean, you're from a place that has a sweet corn festival.
I was in sweet corn pageant.
Yeah, wow. I can't even believe that that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So this little kid.
I mean, I obviously didn't win, but my entire town has it.
You should have won. It was rigged.
It actually is, but not going into that. But it was a week. It's basically a long weekend of a festival dedicated to sweet corn, because basically that's all of my town is just sweet corn farmland.
Nothing says Illinois, which, by the way, if you're not from the state of Illinois, you probably think of Illinois as Chicago. Once you get outside of Chicago, it is corn.
Corn.
That's all you see on the interstates. So it makes sense what Nora is saying. But this kid is from Iowa. I think it was at some sort of fair in Iowa that he was at.
And Iowa's also known for corn too.
So here is the bop of the summer, based off of an interview that this kid was doing with some sort of reporter that was at the fair with him.
And then reporter actually made it into the song.
Was it the reporter? It's the same guy that did it?
It looked like it was in the video.
Okay, so I'm going to play the song of the summer for you.
Turn my mic on.
I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's corn. A good corn Vietnam. It has the juice.
It has the juice.
I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. It's corn. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. I'm excited that I do anything change.
I mean, there's nothing better than that song right now.
When he tried it with butter, everything changed.
It is life-changing.
It is.
I don't eat butter on my corn just because I like the taste
you're a
of
psychopath.
corn.
No, because you're a psychopath.
I don't really like butter or salt or pepper on my vegetables. I've always just having them just normal. But I'm telling you, I cannot get this song out of my head. It's been in there since early this morning. I started my workday conversations with people in the office like, hey, do you know that It's Corn song on TikTok? And everybody's like, yeah. I'm like, I have that song stuck in my head right now.
It's just, I like it when it's like, I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. And then his mom is laughing in the background. But I also think it's funny that this song has blown up so much on TikTok. But your videos of it of corn are completely different than my videos of corn, because in the smutty book talk world and book Instagram, because a lot of times you can't use the word porn because it will get flagged and videos will get taken down. So people will use the corn emoji in reference to porn.
Wow.
So that has been all of my TikTok of porn stuff because of
It's Corn.
Yes.
It has the juice.
It has the juice. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
Mm-mm.
He tried it with butter and it changed everything.
Wow, there are so many references.
It can just work for everything.
It really could, and this kid is just owning it. I'm sure it's not him owning it. I'm sure it's his family that's doing it. He's on Cameo now, which you could go and buy a Cameo of him saying something to you.
He's letting you know that sweet corn season goes through September.
Yeah, and it's
have a corntastic day.
I mean, we gotta play that song. What do you like about corn?
It's corn. A good corn Vietnam. It has the juice.
It has the juice.
I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. Woo! It's corn. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. I'm excited that I do anything change.
look at this thing. It still relates to porn.
Man, I'm gonna. You know what?
You're gonna be so sad when that song is no longer trending.
I am, but I saved that video so that way I'll always have it with me. I think tomorrow on my way to work, I'm going to Bluetooth it up to my car and just listen to it on repeat.
I like how you go from talking about how you just enjoy the silence of cars and you don't need to have like a radio you can just drive to work in silence, and now you're so excited to listen to the corn song on your way to work.
It's a bop. It's a banger.
It
is a banger. You know what else is a banger? Whatever Nora reads, because there's a lot of banging going on in those books. So let's get right to the Smut Tale for this week.
So the quote that I picked, the reason why I picked it was because the premise of this book is this girl. I always forget.
You don't remember her name?
I can never remember the girls' names.
The book must not have been that good. If you don't remember the name of the character in there, it couldn't have been that good.
No, but I also read so many books that like you have to remember Layla. That's what I thought it was, but I just didn't want to say the wrong name.
She was knocked on her knees.
But the best part is, I don't get that reference, but okay.
Layla, you knock me on my knees, Layla. You don't know that song?
Maybe I do, and you just suck at singing it. But so this is Layla is almost 30. She sucks at dating, and her 3 guy best friends that live across her flat, because it's based in London, have a podcast called The 3 Single Guys, and they essentially have a relationship podcast, and their slogan is like, we are not qualified to give you dating advice, but we're still going to give it to you anyway. So she goes to them upset because she can't get a boyfriend. She's never had one, and she wants to be better at dating. So they offer to be her fake boyfriends, and they are going to teach her dating and relationship skills. And in return, she has to come on their podcast once a week to kind of recap what she learned during their teaching lessons. So super cute, like cartoon cover of a book, which I'm a sucker for a smutty book with a cartoon cover. I don't like.
Why? What's the thing?
Because the ones with the cartoon covers just are so dirty and raunchy, and the ones that have like the raunchy covers always disappoint. I don't know why it's a thing. It's just a thing. If you ask any smutty book reader, that's going to be the thing. The best part of this book is it came with a trigger warning.
They come with those?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
most of the time, trigger warnings are like for like violence reference, like so either domestic violence,
gotcha. Okay,
murder. So the trigger warning for this one is: this reverse harem romance features detailed, steamy scenes between multiple partners. Don't be fooled by the cute illustrated cover. It's very spicy. While it's overall sweet and hopefully funny book, it does also have a touch on several sensitive themes and topics.
So it's just setting the tone right there. We're getting into it.
I was like, great. Trigger warning. We're going to enjoy this book. Now, some of the, the topics, were is death, divorce, and stuff like that. So nothing too bad, but obviously they want to make sure that if you are going to be upset about this. So, but the quote that I picked is the part of the book where they took emails from listeners. So this is an email that a listener sent into their podcast asking for dating advice to the guys. And it's, my boyfriend's always asking me to ride his face, but I'm a bigger girl and I'm worried I might hurt him. From Curvy in Kentucky. And then the response from Layla. Layla's like, I'll take care of this one. And her response is, okay, babe, I don't know how strong the human head is, and I don't think it matters. There's no weight capacity. Just sit on his face, and if he dies, he dies.
Wow. But the human head weighs 8 pounds, so it can support a little weight.
And it did say in the book, and I don't remember, but it was like it can support like 4 times. It was like it can support like 200 pounds of pressure or something like that. So this
lady is just sitting on her dude's face all the time.
Well, he wants her to, but she's like, I don't know what it's going to be like. She said she doesn't want to kill him or suffocate him. And Layla's response
Imagine going on murder trial. You killed someone from sitting on their face. Try and get out of that one. He wanted me to, damn it. He wanted me to sit on his face, and I was just doing as he requested. He just wanted my vagina with all of his juices, because it has the juice.
It has the juice.
He wanted it all over his face. God, that would be a hard one. Hard one to get, found innocent if she had to go to trial after sitting on a dude's face and suffocating him to death.
Yeah. There were some very good quotes in this book. There was one that was a little long, but it was describing her getting railed by all three of them at one time.
That didn't make the cut for this week?
I mean, I can read it if you would like.
No, it's okay.
It's just a little...
Can't spoil it. Can't give away too much to the listener, Nora.
Oh, I'm trying. I know. But there were some good ones. This book is very, very steamy.
Spice level.
5 out of 5 spice.
Wow. 5 jalapenos.
This one was up there with Birthday Girl, which is the book that you had played last week with the girl on TikTok, Kiara, and she was rating Birthday Girl. And this book was up there. So
lived up to all the hype.
It did.
Just from the cartoon cover. It's all that it needed. It's all that it needed. So you did that. We also watched. This is what I think is so funny. So you are into these smut books, and then we just watched the Mighty Ducks Game Changer series on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny that you could go from one extreme to the other, because the Mighty Ducks Game Changers on Disney Plus was super
had no
cheese.
kissing.
Yeah, no kissing at all. No, there were kisses in there. Remember, our boy got a kiss from his crush.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But Emilio Estevez wasn't handing out any kisses in this.
disappointed.
Now, Nora just recently saw the original Mighty Ducks because I introduced them to her.
Yeah.
And
it still blows my mind that the Charlie is Joshua.
Charlie Conway.
Is Joshua, I can't think of his name, is Pacey from
Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek. Because when you watch the Mighty Ducks, I'm like, oh, the coach is very good looking. And now, like, the little kid is basically he's older than me, but, like, he's very good looking. But Emilio
Pacey is probably about a good 20 years older than you.
Joshua Jackson's not that old.
I mean, I bet you he was about 18, 20 years old while the filming of Dawson's Creek was going on.
Let's see. How old do you think he is?
I'm going to say 45.
He's 44.
Yeah.
That's not that old.
It's a lot older.
Yeah, but Emilio Estevez is like 60, and he has aged very well.
I don't know. Every time I look at Emilio,
Well, I'd be concerned if you find him attractive.
There's dudes that would be like, yeah, that dude's good looking.
But you also think Tom Brady's attractive, and I don't think he is.
He
we
is a
have very
good-looking
different taste in men.
Yes, very. Like, I don't find myself attractive, so, that's,
I think you're attractive.
I'm lucky on that.
I also just want to point out that I made you laugh, so we know that I am the funnier one in the relationship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where we set the bar.
That was a good joke, saying that we had different taste in men. I thought that was a great one-liner.
Yeah, that was your joke for the month.
For the month?
Yeah.
Like, I've told you plenty of times. Tons of people think that I'm funny.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the Mighty Ducks Game Changer. So, Emilio Estevez, good-looking dude in your opinion.
Yep.
So, the background of this whole story, if you didn't watch the series yet, is there's this little kid. He was playing for the Mighty Ducks, and then one year during tryouts, he got cut.
Poor
and
kid.
his mom was really upset that he wasn't on the team anymore. And she wanted to do something about it and give kids a place to play.
For fun.
Yeah, for fun.
Which is the thing you hate most about sports. I'm sitting there the entire time. So the team they create is called the Don't Bothers, like the people who, were the rejects. And the mom is Lauren Graham, the mom from Gilmore Girls. So I'm already a sucker for the show because I love Lauren Graham as an actress. And her coaching methods, I'm sitting there and she's like, okay, we're going to do like trust falls and like get to know exercises and all this. And I go, I agree with her coaching methods. Like this seems like really, like this actually seems like reasonable and I understand it. And you're just like.
That's the activities that you have to do for a group of people that aren't athletic in order to try to build some sort of connection.
Well, I am not athletic, which explains why I was like, this seems like a great.
It was all for you. It was all for you. But I found it to be super cheesy, and I knew it was going to be super cheesy because it was a Disney Plus show.
But also the Mighty Ducks movies are super cheesy movies.
Yeah, they are.
And I feel like you have to, like, if you're going to do some form of like a reboot or an extended spin-off or something like that for a older nostalgic movie, you almost have to make it cheesy. Because I think if they would have tried to not make it cheesy, I don't think people would have liked it.
They probably wouldn't have.
But by making it cheesy and having like the little jokes and stuff like that, of like the flashbacks of, you know, I think people, it was like, oh, it's cheesy that she works for the same law firm that he got fired from. But then it's like, oh, but it's nostalgic. So like, I like that. And, you know, the old duck, you know, the original ducks come back.
So we need to go over a little bit on what happens. So while this mom is starting up this team, she cannot find a place in Minnesota that has open ice time just because every single ice rink in Minnesota is going to be booked up with teams playing hockey all the time. So she's on the hunt, finds this place called the Ice Palace.
Great place.
The Ice Palace just has people doing like free skates. You're not allowed to play hockey there. There's signs all throughout the building, no hockey, no hockey, no hockey. So Lauren Graham's character in this, I don't remember her name. Do you remember her name?
No, it's a female character. I don't remember the name.
So she finds Gordon Bombay at this ice palace because Gordon Bombay owns the ice palace. So Gordon was doing some work there, and she was talking to him about trying to rent the place out to do hockey practices and host games and stuff like that. And he's like, nope, absolutely not doing hockey at all in the ice palace. Well, so there's a storyline that goes to say that Gordon Bombay, after he got done coaching the Mighty Ducks, and after D3, you don't really see Gordon Bombay in D3 all that much, but they say that Gordon was coaching a hockey team, and the reason why he has such a bad taste in his mouth with hockey is pretty much he got the death penalty as a coach from the NCAA because he gave money to a kid who was in a rough spot financially, and his parents really couldn't afford it. So he has this bitter taste of hockey in his mouth after that experience, and he really hates exactly what youth sports has become now, how it's become this huge money conglomerate sort of thing, and he actually hates the Mighty Ducks. The Mighty Ducks has been turned into a full-blown youth hockey organization, almost like
a pyramid scheme,
for-profit team. They have a huge arena, and everything about it is just very shisty.
3-a-day practices.
Yeah, I mean, it's really over
child
the top.
labor laws should be.
So, you know, it goes to show with what Lauren Graham is trying to do with a whole bunch of kids that have never really played hockey before, or they just aren't really good at hockey, because I think if you live in Minnesota, you at least have to give hockey a shot.
At least learn how to skate, at least.
Right. So once they get these kids together, they had to find 6 people. In order to play, they had to find 6 people.
So it's very similar to the original Mighty Ducks, where they're going around town and school trying to find, you know, the oddball kids to join the team. My favorite character was the kid who originally was
a podcaster.
He was the podcaster, and he always podcasted and also did like the play-by-play for the games. And he was the next door neighbor of Evan, which is the little boy. And he was like, I just really want to be best friends with him. So he joined him. But the little kid had like a lisp, and he was just like, was like, I just want to be his best friend. So I'm going to invite him over for sleepovers. And, we're almost to like the hugging friends phase. And it was just like, he had the typical like little like best friend crush on him. But just his commentary I was cracking up the whole series.
Yeah, he was really good with like one-liners, or just the way that he would like slide in little jokes, or he wasn't trying to be funny, but he came across really funny.
Yeah, and I think one of the favorites was when the Evan, the main character kid, he was dancing with the girl that the nerdy
Sophie.
kid. Yeah, I was dancing.
No, that was not Sophie. Sophie was the girl that he was going.
Yeah, he was dancing. So Evan is
MJ, right?
No,
was
it
that
was
her
Maya.
Name? Maya.
So Evan is the main kid, and he was dancing with Maya at like a dance, and the best friend nerdy kid, his name is Nick, and Nick's like in love with Maya, and Evan's like, well, here, I'll introduce you. And he's like, no, you're going to treat her like a woman, and you're going to be there for her. And then he's off to the side. He goes, I don't know what's worse. He's like, having to watch my best friend dance with the love of my life, or, it was like, or, him sucking at dancing with the love of my life. And he obviously didn't use the word suck because it was a Disney movie, but it was just kind of funny. Like, he just, I don't know, his one-liners were the best. And then you look him up, like you Google him, and his like description is Maxwell Simpkins is an actor and rapper from Pennsylvania. And I'm like,
would have never
this
guessed.
15-year-old kid's a rapper, and you look him up on TikTok, and he has no videos of him rapping to his own stuff. It's only him doing voiceover raps. Lip syncing, not even like him actually talking. He is lip syncing raps.
Now, that's where he's at, making all of his money.
It's TikTok.
Faking singing. This kid has it down. But I have to say, I was going in to that series not expecting a damn thing of it. I was actually putting off watching that for the longest time ever, because I was like, it looks super cheesy. I'm going to hate it. And the story was good. The
5
whole
hours
storytelling, it was very good. But I have to say, this is my one negative takeaway from this show.
Let me guess what it is.
What is it?
The stunt doubles of it.
Close.
Oh.
The sports action, the hockey action.
Because it ended in a buzzer. It was a buzzer beater for every single game, and you hated that so much.
Was just so bad. It was so poor. Like, usually you could watch a sports movie and it looks like they kind of know what they're doing.
Yeah, but it's a little
in
kid.
This show,
it's a little kid Disney production.
Listen. Oh, no. Because the original Mighty Ducks, it at least looked like they were okay at playing that sport. But this show made it look like these kids, and I understand they weren't supposed to be good athletes, but even the good teams did not look good at all.
Was the Mighty Ducks movies, were they ever in theaters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're a legit franchise.
Production. Yeah. So here's the thing. Disney was putting in movie theater production money for the original Mighty Ducks movies. This is a series that's streaming on Disney Plus. So it's not going to theater. It's not going on to basic cable. It is specifically for their streaming service. So it's a lot lower of a budget.
But where I have to say that's a little different is so many companies now invest so much money into streaming service stuff because they want to get people to their streaming platform. So that's where I think
you know how much it probably was to get Emilio Estevez to do all that?
I mean, that was really, besides him and Lauren Graham, there was no big time actor in there that you really had to get. Like, they brought back
the coach of the Mighty Ducks in that series. His dad is an actual NHL player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I was gonna say that there's no other stars. They did bring back some people for some little cameos that were in the original Mighty Ducks the movies.
I was upset Joshua Jackson didn't show up.
They did not get real actors. It was like so the people, when I say that, it's kind of a backhanded compliment to the people that came back onto the show. But their acting careers were pretty much over after the Mighty Ducks. So anybody that became anything after that,
yeah,
was not in the series. Like, You didn't see Goldberg in there. You didn't see
Charlie.
You didn't see Charlie Conway. You didn't see Kenan Thompson was in D2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He was a knuckle puck guy. So some of those people that were actually proven actors afterwards, not in there. So you really only spent money on 2 actors on that show, at least big time money on that show.
And Lauren Graham really hadn't really done much.
What,
since,
A Year in a Life might have been her next biggest thing.
Yeah, because she had
Gilmore
Gilmore
Girls,
Girls, Parenthood. She had done like a couple movies like Evan Almighty and stuff like that. But then she did The Year in a Life, and that was in 2016.
Such a long time ago.
Was it 20? It was either 2016 or I think it was 2015 or 2016 was when Year in the Life was.
I think 2016 because it had been.
Did it come out?
It come out
when we
were dating.
Yeah, so 2016, and then I don't really think she's done much since then.
Which I don't blame actors once you get kind of typecast.
Yeah,
you know it's kind of hard to get out of that role, and you've made your money.
But like she did this series. And now she's getting a divorce.
I'm sorry.
I know, it's so sad.
She
went up to Canada for like 6 months to do this series, and she came back and basically tried to go back into. This is from what I have seen like in articles. Is basically she tried to go back into like her daily life with her husband and his son. And with her being gone for 6 months, they kind of just created their own routine in life for themselves. And she really just didn't seem welcomed back.
Interesting.
And they basically...
There was another woman. That's what that scenario tells me.
Oh.
I'm going to say there was another woman in that picture. I would feel bad. But if that's the way that you're describing it, that's what I think.
Maybe.
This was a good week for a lot of strange things happening on the internet. Like you had the kid that, didn't sing about corn, was just talking about how much he loved corn and it being turned into a song and it's popping off on TikTok. Another thing that I've seen go nuts on Twitter was this guy that was at a Yankees-Mets game. They were playing each other this week. And he took his hot dog.
Oh,
took the
straw.
hot dog.
Ugh.
Took a straw and poked the straw through the middle of the hot dog, and then took his hot dog and slid it into his beer, so he turned his hot dog into a straw. Now, that does not sound good at all.
I was worried when you sent me that video that you were like, this is intriguing. We should try this. And I was really concerned there for a second.
I don't think that a hot dog should be turned into a straw at all. That made me want to gag.
Yeah.
There are some foods that you could use as a straw, like a Twizzler. When I think of the ultimate food straw, you bite the ends off.
A churro and like an ice cream milkshake, like a milkshake.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I haven't had that, but I bet you it is really good.
We could do that at Costco because they have like the soft serve ice with the churro.
But isn't it frozen yogurt?
No, it's soft serve. Oh, maybe it's yogurt. I don't know.
I don't like frozen yogurt all that much. If it's ice cream, I'm in. But I don't know. I think that the Twizzler is a great option for a food straw, especially it pairs well. Back in the day when I loved to eat Twizzlers all the time and drink soda.
Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper and a Twizzler. It was a perfect combination, and probably because it was cherry and cherry.
Were you doing Red Vines or Twizzlers?
Most of the time it's Twizzlers.
Okay.
Every once in a great while we would have Red Vines.
You like Red Vines,
which
and I can't stand
I was about to say, I prefer Red Vines over Twizzlers.
No.
But everyone else I know always prefers Twizzlers over Red Vines.
Yeah.
And for Red Vines, you don't even have to bite the ends off because they already have the straw in it. There's already the hole in it.
Yeah, I don't like Red Vines. But I also don't like regular Twizzlers. I want like the peel Twizzlers.
Yeah, I don't like, for some reason, I don't like the peel Twizzlers. But when I go to like Costco or Sam's Club and I see the huge container of Red Vines, I want to buy them all the time. I would eat them in one sitting, though. That's why I can't do it.
Your shits would be awful.
I don't think Red Vines make you shit.
You would just have chunks of Red Vine in your shit.
Are you going to be looking at it?
No.
Okay, so then what would it matter to you? Are you going to be taking my poop
no.
out of the toilet and making it a straw?
No, but I feel like you eat like your Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and then I get text messages from you that your asshole's on fire because the spices from the Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
It's true. I don't know what it is. I eat spicier food, trust me, than Flamin' Hots, but for some reason there is a ring of fire after I have Flamin' Hots.
That's and which is so weird because like you can literally you douse hot sauce and like everything else perfectly fine. You have like a half a bag of Flaming Hot anything, and you were like, "I'm in so much pain, Nora." So I'm just concerned that like the red vines are either going to back you up, or you're just going to be like, I'm just shitting out red vines.
No, I don't think it would happen. But red vines, Twizzlers, a great road trip snack. I feel like you always need to have that in the car while you're traveling.
Dots pretzels,
another great choice. But it makes me go back to the hot dog turned into a straw and thinking of other things that will work. Oh, do you remember Sour Punch straws?
I was going to suggest that, but do they have a hole in them or are they just like a solid thing that looks like a straw? I can't remember.
No, I think there's a hole in the middle.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
But those are really good. Sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar. It was great.
Yeah.
That also paired well with a Pepsi. The blue Sour Punch straws.
To go with
Pepsi.
the blue can of Pepsi.
Yeah. Imagine that. This is a color combination.
I like your
right
just color combination of them.
I'm telling you, it's weird, but some work better.
And now you're just so old that like if I were to give you sour straws, you'd be like, "This is too sweet. I can't do this."
Probably.
Because that's how you are.
I barely do Sour Patch Kids anymore.
No, because you get like a huge bag from my parents every year for Christmas, and you're like,
I had to tell them, hey, don't let them get me Sour Patch Kids again.
Yeah, because you're like, it hurts my stomach. It's just too much sugar.
And it hurts my teeth so bad. And I brush my teeth on a regular basis. I floss. So that's not the problem. It's just that it's so sensitive to very sugary things because I really don't eat that many sugary things. So when I do, it's like a huge overload.
Yeah.
But, well, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate you listening to this episode of The Luke Kelly Show. But I got to do one thing before we leave. I got to remind you about the most important song of the summer.
I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's corn. A good corn that knobs. It has the juice.
It has the juice.
I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. Woo! It's corn. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. When I tried it, I don't anything change.
I just love the sound effects.
So we need one more time.
I
Okay,
really
one
like
more time.
corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's corn. A good corn that knobs. It has the juice.
It has the juice.
I can't